Sri Bhakti-Ratnakara Chapter 6 continued. Thereafter Srinivas visited the tomb of Rupa Goswami with utmost self-control. He bowed on the ground before the tomb of Rupa Goswami, and tears fell from his eyes. As he considered the great character of Rupa Goswami, Srinivas's heart began to throb. The glory of Sri Rupa is endless, and whoever describes that glory in any form can be praised everywhere. In Chaitanya Chandrodaya, Sri Kavi Karnapur Goswami states that Sri Rupa Goswami is the most suitable person as the inheritor of Swarup and of Sri Radha, and he is the ultimate resting place of Sri Radha. Sri Rupa is the form of true love and devotion. Prabhu Chaitanya empowered Sri Rupa to explain his own love and devotion and propagate that within the world. Prabhu Chaitanya manifested his own leelas through Sri Rupa. Sadhana Dipika states that the followers of the Bhakti cult must not keep company with those who have divorced themselves from Sri Rupa's doctrine on love and devotion. Simply by the grace of Sri Rupa, one can understand the truths of his philosophy. Again and again I worship the lotus feet of Sri Rupa. In Prema Bhakti Chandrika, Sri Narottam says that Sri Rupa has occupied a place in the heart of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. O Prabhu Rupa, when will you give me a place beneath your feet? Sadhana Dipika also says, O tongue, always sing the names of Sri Rupa. O mind, always remember Sri Rupa, the personification of kindness. O head, always bow to Sri Rupa, the embodiment of grace. Simultaneously remember to worship Sri Raghunath Goswami, the inseparable associate of Sri Rupa. The wonderful attributes of Sri Rupa Goswami have been described by learned men in various ways. If Rupa were not born in the Kali Yuga, who would distribute love of Krishna throughout the world? Who would renounce all pleasures, worship Vrindavan, and discuss the books of the Bhakti cult? Only the swans can separate milk from the water. Simultaneously, who could have understood the activities of Krishna and Vrindavan? And who could explain the love of Sri Radha and Krishna? Sri Krishna is pleased with anyone who attempts to praise him through Rupa. Not only laymen, but even Sri Chaitanya himself liked to praise the qualities of Sri Rupa. It is well known that Rupa Goswami was the life of the associates of the Lord. A large number of the associates of the Lord tried to sing the glory of Sanatana and Rupa, but could not describe them completely. All glories to Sanatana and Rupa, my very life, who gave direction to countless people. They were the only persons who knew the Vaishnava rituals. Within Vrindavan, they were the reservoirs of natural love and mercy. They were the oceans of kindness and friends of the poor. They were the foremost amongst devotees. Only Sri Rupa and Sanatan knew how to behave according to the teachings of the Bhagavat and other Bhakti scriptures. All three worlds praised their character. The dust of their lotus feet cooled the earth from the scorching rays of the sun of Kali. They continually worshipped Sri Vyasadeva and the holy feet of Sri Radha. All glories to Sri Rupa and Sanatan, the jewel of all the ascetics who had unflinching devotion to Sri Radha and Krishna. Giving up all worldly pleasures, they sang the glories of the groves of Vrindavan and the feet of Sri Radha. Therefore these two brothers were gifts from Sri Chaitanya, the ocean of mercy, and in their absence I have become an orphan. Who can describe the activities of Rupa and Sanatan? I have narrated them only briefly. Who can describe how Srinivas prayed before the tomb of Rupa? Srinivas received the mercy of Sri Rupa and left that place. Taking leave from Radha Damodar, Srinivas next went to the temple of Radha Damodar, the life of Sri Jiva Goswami, to take his leave. Srinivas got the favor of Sri Radha Damodar, the source of divine Ras. How kindly Sri Radha Damodar gave him permission to leave is beyond anyone's ability to describe. Sri Jiva gave Srinivas the Mahaprasad. When he realized the mercy of Sri Radha Damodar on Srinivas, Sri Jiva's heart filled with ecstatic joy. After spending some time with Srinivas, Sri Jiva requested him to take Narottam and Shyamananda to see Gopal Bhatta Goswami. From here I shall go to the Govinda temple where I have some duties to perform. A few hours after that, I shall go there again and request everyone to give you permission to leave today. Having explained his plans, Sri Jiva left for the Sri Govinda Mandir. He ordered the carts to be prepared for carrying the books to Vrindavan. Quickly finishing his other duties, Sri Jiva went to Sri Bhatta Goswami. Srinivas, Narottam, and Shyamananda had also gone to Sri Bhatta Goswami to take his leave. On their way they met Dvija Haridas Acharya, sitting beneath a tree in a solitary place with tears in his eyes. His body was emaciated, and his life was waning. He continually cried out the name of Krishna Chaitanya with heavy sighs. Srinivas bowed at his feet, and Haridas Acharya embraced him tightly. Haridas softly and affectionately told Srinivas, "I know that early tomorrow morning you will leave for Godadesh. You must obey what I am going to tell you. Sri Das and Gokulananda are my two sons. Birth after birth they are your disciples. When you go to Godadesh, you must give them initiation and teach them the most precious bhakti scriptures." Srinivas was struck by Haridas's orders, but Haridas reassured him in various ways. "You are not aware of your capabilities, but do not be reluctant to follow my order. You will not be at fault for carrying out my orders." In this way, Haridas encouraged Srinivas with sympathetic words. Haridas Acharya had wonderful characteristics. I shall now narrate how he went to Vrindavan. During the lifetime of Lord Chaitanya, many devotees came and went between Goda and Nilachal and Vraj by the will of the Lord. Pandit Jagadananda went to Vrindavan and then returned to Nilachal via Goda to meet Mahaprabhu. Prabhu's disciples in Goda, Chaitra, and Vrindavan swam perpetually in an ocean of happiness. By the will of Sri Advaita, Mahaprabhu disappeared, plunging the whole world in a deep sea of sorrow. Being unable to bear the separation of Mahaprabhu, Haridas Acharya decided to leave his body. He lamented so bitterly upon the disappearance of the Lord that he could not contain himself and continually sobbed. Nothing could pacify him, and his heart burned continually in fire. He would roll on the ground shouting, "O Prabhu, where have you gone? Without Lord Gaurachandra, my life has become meaningless. I shall commit suicide by entering into the fire tomorrow morning." After making this final decision, he fell asleep, and Lord Gaurasundara appeared in his dream. The wonderful beauty of Mahaprabhu charmed the whole world, and his effulgence dazzled the earth. Gold or thunder is no comparison for his radiant beauty, which curbed the pride of thousands of gods of beauty. His beautiful face conquered the glow of the full moon, and nectar emanated from his gentle smile. How beautiful were his arms, chest, and his long eyes. His movements put the elephants to shame. Overwhelmed in joy, Haridas rolled on the ground, holding the Lord's feet to his head. As a great lover of his devotees, the Lord could no longer check himself and took Haridas in his arms as he gently told him, "My heart breaks at your lamentation, but your decision is not proper. Dearest Srinivas, who is the embodiment of my own love, will propagate the bhakti scriptures in Godadesh. Of course you already know this, but you should meet him and give him your mercy. You should make every attempt to get your sons initiated by Srinivas. By the grace of Srinivas, the desire of your sons will be fulfilled, and their names will become famous in the sphere of devotion. You will meet Srinivas in Vrindavan. Do not waste any time. Go to Vrindavan at once. I will always remain with you, and occasionally you shall see me." The affectionate Lord embraced his devotee Haridas Acharya and then disappeared. When his sleep broke, Haridas felt disquieted, but it was dawn. He performed his morning duties. He called his sons and told them sweetly that he would leave that very day for Vrindavan. "You are both very fortunate because Lord Chaitanya has affection for you," said Haridas. "My sons, after some time you must take initiation from Srinivas, the most favorite disciple of the Lord. Srinivas will go to Vrindavan, and later he will return to Gaudadesh to circulate the precious books of the Goswamis. Simply by seeing him you will understand his glory, and from him you will attain the jewel of devotion, which remains unobtainable even by the demigods." After speaking to his sons, Haridas Acharya left his home, just as Sri Chaitanya had ordered. But eventually he began to sink in the ocean of misery. My heart aches as these incidents crowd my mind. Remembering the characteristics of Sri Rupa and Sanatan, Haridas would cry, and seeing his condition, people were moved with pity. The activities of Sri Haridas Acharya should be described, for one can attain pure devotion by remembering his name. However, a description of his life in Vrindavan cannot be elaborated for fear of this book becoming voluminous. Haridas embraced Srinivas again and again, bestowing his mercy, but upon bidding farewell to Srinivas, he became perplexed and floated in his own tears. He embraced Narottam and advised him in various ways. Haridas also embraced Shyamananda and blessed him by wishing him all good fortune. Sri Bhakti-Ratnakara Chapter 6 continued. The meeting of Vrajvasi Kanai and Srinivas. Srinivas and his associates tearfully took leave from Haridas Acharya. On the bank of the Yamuna, there was a solitary place with one beautiful tree. Under that tree, a Vrajvasi named Kanai worshipped Krishna. When Srinivas appeared there and bowed to Kanai, the Vrajvasi embraced him for a long time. He sadly admitted to Srinivas that this would be the last meeting. As the embodiment of love, you will teach the bhakti literature in Gaudadesh and easily free mankind from sinful reactions. You have received the mercy of Rupa and Sanatan. How lucky you are. As they discussed the character of Rupa and Sanatan, Kanai became restless. Kanai's love and respect for Rupa Sanatan should be briefly narrated. Kanai's mother was an abode of affection who had great love for Rupa and Sanatan. Who can comprehend Kanai's activities, for he spent his time with Rupa and Sanatan. He would lovingly bring Rupa and Sanatan to his own house and give them alms. Whatever was available, food, fruits, or vegetable, he would give respectfully to Rupa and Sanatan. Once when Sanatan went to Kanai's house to beg for alms, Sri Krishna himself, in the guise of Kanai, gave alms to Sanatan. Kanai became famous everywhere because the Lord himself had assumed Kanai's form to please Sanatan. Everyone liked Kanai's association, and he had become a favorite friend of Rupa and Sanatan. When Sanatan and Rupa passed away, Kanai decided to give up his life out of grief. By the wish of the two brothers, his life was saved, and after leaving home, he traveled throughout Vraj. He decided to live beneath that tree on the bank of the Yamuna, where he cried continually for Rupa and Sanatan, sometimes rolling on the ground. As he could not bear the separation from his two friends, he grew totally indifferent to his own life. Srinivas was moved by the miserable condition of Kanai, and with tears in his eyes, he took leave. Thereafter, Srinivas went to Sri Bhugarbha Goswami and bowed at his feet by lying prostrate on the ground. Sri Goswami embraced Srinivas affectionately, and Srinivas told him of the devotees that he had visited. Sri Goswami consoled them and permitted them to take leave by saying, Tomorrow I shall go to the Govinda temple. I will bid them farewell, but my heart is about to break, thought Sri Goswami. Tears rolled down his face. Who can describe the deep affection Sri Bhugarbha felt for Srinivas, Narottam, and Shyamananda? He dedicated them all to the feet of Sri Chaitanya. They bowed again to the feet of Sri Goswami and traveled on with a heavy heart. Then Srinivas went to meet Sri Bhatta Goswami, but on the way he met other Vaishnavas. The three Vaishnavas bid blessings from those Vaishnavas and, with their permission, started through the groves. On the way, Srinivas and the others met Sri Jiva Goswami, and together they proceeded toward Gopal Bhatta's place. When they arrived, they saw that Gopal Bhatta was sitting in a lonely corner, completely absorbed in the form of Sri Radha Raman. Occasionally he recited verses that he had composed, and those recitations charmed everyone. He would say, "O Lord of Bandira, you are decorated with peacock flowers, and your body is smeared with sandal paste. You are the flirt of Vrindavan, and your complexion is deep blue like the color of a full-bloomed blue lotus. You have tamed the great snake named Kaliya, and as the son of Nanda, you are the embodiment of supreme joy. O lotus-eyed Govinda, Mukunda, you are slender and beautiful. Be kind to a poor man like me." The behavior of Sri Bhatta Goswami is beyond description. Knowing that Sri Jiva had arrived, he eagerly looked towards the path as Sri Jiva, Srinivas, and the others reached his house. They bowed to Sri Goswami, and Sri Jiva requested him, "Please infuse Srinivas with your complete strength. Place your feet on Srinivas's head so that he can easily reach Godadesh. Bless him so that by curbing the pride of the heretics, he can easily distribute the books there." While considering Sri Jiva's request, Gopal Bhatta prayed to Sri Radha Raman. It cannot be described how Sri Radha Raman gave his mercy to Srinivas and then permitted him to leave. Seeing the mercy that Radha Raman had bestowed on Srinivas, Gopal Bhatta Goswami affectionately brought Mahaprasad to Srinivas. With tears in his eyes, Srinivas bowed again and again at the feet of Sri Bhatta Goswami. Sri Bhatta consoled him in a gentle voice and dedicated him to Sri Radha Raman. Bestowing unlimited mercy on Srinivas, Sri Bhatta Goswami wished him all success. Sweetly he blessed Narottam, saying, "Let Sri Radha Raman fulfill all your desires." He affectionately told Srinivas, "May Sri Radha Raman be kind to you." He embraced each of them, and they all bowed at his feet. Sri Bhatta Goswami turned to Jiva and said, "Tomorrow morning I shall go to the Govinda temple." Sri Jiva and the others bowed again at the feet of Sri Goswami and went to meet Lokanath Goswami. When they arrived, Sri Lokanath Goswami was sitting mesmerized by the beautiful face of Sri Radha Vinod. Sri Lokanath was greatly moved by affection when Sri Jiva arrived. Sri Jiva bowed to him and spoke softly. "Tomorrow morning, Srinivas will leave for Godadesh." Lokanath turned to Radha Vinod and offered a prayer, and then gave Mahaprasad to Srinivas. In affection, he told Srinivas and the others many things that cannot be narrated here. The three devotees bowed on the ground at his feet. With tears in his eyes and a heavy heart, Lokanath Goswami embraced each of them. Composing himself, Sri Goswami told Sri Jiva, "All of them are in your care." In humility, Sri Jiva bowed with the others at the feet of Lokanath, and then they left. Thereafter, they visited the deity of Sri Gopinath. The beautiful posture of Sri Gopinath had attracted the whole world. The hearts of the devotees were transformed by the beauty of Gopinath, and their feelings defy description. Sri Jiva presented Madhu Pandit and others to pray for the safe journey of Srinivas. Madhu Pandit prayed to Gopinath and gave a garland from Sri Gopinath to Srinivas as a token of the permission granted by the deity. To offer his respects, Srinivas lay prostrate on the ground with tears of love in his eyes. before taking leave of the deity. The devotees consoled Srinivas and requested him to return to Vrindavan again. They also showered grace on Shyamananda and Narottam, but what they said is beyond my power of description. The devotees of Gopinath embraced Srinivas and the others in great love, and then bowed at their feet by prostrating themselves at the ground. Madhu Pandit and the others assured Sri Jiva that at the time of departure the next morning, they would meet at the Govinda Mandir. Then Sri Jiva told Srinivas to go to the temple of Gopishwar. Srinivas and the others went to Gopishwar Mandir, but Sri Jiva went to the Govindaji Mandir. In the presence of the deity Sri Gopishwar, Srinivas began to pray. Gopishwar was pleased with Srinivas and assumed the form of a Brahmana to bid farewell. The prayers of Narottam and Shyamananda before Sri Gopishwar could move anyone's heart. Bowing respectfully to Sri Shankar Gopishwar, Srinivas and the others slowly left. They visited the tomb of Kashishwar Goswami, where they paid their respectful obeisances. Who can describe the glory of Kashishwar Goswami, who originally installed Sri Gaura Govinda in Vrindavan? He placed the deity of Gaura on the right side of Sri Govinda, and the beauty it created charmed everyone. Subdued by the love and devotion of Sri Kashishwar, Sri Chaitanya had come to the western province. Sri Sadnadipika says, I worship Sri Kashishwar Goswami, whose power of love and devotion brought Sri Chaitanya to western India as a deity. It is well known that Kashishwar was the favorite associate of Mahaprabhu, and that Rupa Sanatan always appreciated his qualities. Recalling the wonderful qualities of Kashishwar, Srinivas became restless. He bowed again and again before the tomb of Kashishwar, lying on the ground with a heavy heart. Thereafter, Srinivas tearfully visited the tomb of Raghunath Bhatta. One's woes can be soothed by hearing the qualities of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. He was a scholar in all scriptures and had learned everything simply by hearing the holy books. For this quality he was appreciated even by Brihaspati, the guru of the demigods. His recitation of the Bhagavat was unparalleled, and even great sages like Vyasadeva would have derived pleasure listening to it. His devotion astonished even the demigods. In this way, Srinivas praised the glory of Sri Bhatta. After prostrating himself on the ground before Sri Bhatta's tomb, Srinivas and the others left for Govinda temple. Srinivas felt overwhelmed while beholding the Govinda deity. Then he started home with Sri Jiva. Feelings of love swelled within him, and forgetting himself, he began to sing songs he had composed. In one song, Sri Radhika had seen the beauty of Sri Govinda, and she was describing it to her Sakis. Who has sculptured that moon-like face, and who has sculptured those two eyes? Only my heart knows how I feel when I see it. Who has shaped his earrings, cut carefully in gems? My meditation is fixed on them. A gold-ringed pearl is on his nose, and it looks like a white moon-like flower is surrounded by lightning and smiling from behind some clouds. His forehead is decorated with tilak of sandal paste and beautiful paintings. He shines within my heart, yet my heart aches because I cannot behold that beautiful face to my full satisfaction. If God had given me the power, I could continually enjoy his sweet voice. His arms are stronger than the trunks of elephants, and his fingers are colored with cinnabar. My youthful body longs for the touch of those fingers. His graceful movements rival the gait of an elephant. In the humble opinion of Srinivas, he is an ocean of beauty created by Providence. Srinivas could no longer contain himself, and he cried passionately, "What beauty I have seen!" With extreme affection and care, Sri Jiva Goswami consoled Srinivas and took him home. Srinivas remained in his own house while Narottam and Shyamananda went to theirs. He had spent the entire day meeting many Vaishnavas and deities, but in the night he began to lament. Lifting his hands to the sky, he called out, "Providence has derived me of this pleasure. Shall I, a worthless person, ever again see the deities of Govinda, Gopinath, Madan Mohan, Radha Vinod, Radha Mohan, and Radha Damodar? Will Prabhu, Shri Gopal Bhatta, ever bring me back to Vrindavan or give me the opportunity to serve his feet again? Shall Lokanath Goswami, the incarnation of kindness, bestow his grace on me again? Catching hold of the hair of this sinner, will the gracious Bhugarbha Goswami ever bring me back again? Will Raghunath Das Goswami, the embodiment of kindness, fulfill my desires again? Sri Jiva Goswami is the light of the poor and the unfortunate people. Shall I ever see his feet again? O associates of Prabhu Chaitanya, will you ever bring such an unfortunate man as me to Vrindavan again and allow me to enjoy your company? His voice became choked with lamentation and tears flowed down his face. The lamentation of Narottam melted even the wood and stone. Who can describe the lamentation of Shyamananda? The thought of impending separation made each of them restless, and they could not sleep. The anxiety that tore the heart at the heart of Srinivas is known only to Sri Govinda. By the will of Govinda, Srinivas fell asleep in the late hours of the night. He dreamed of Sri Govinda, who left the temple and went to Srinivas, walking with the gait of an elephant, defeating the beauty of the lotus flower. Sri Govinda's beauty put hundreds of gods to shame. He was adorned with jewelry and wore a feather of a peacock in his head. He had long eyes, and his body was well designed. The beauty of his face defeated the beauty of hundreds of moons. For his own pleasure, Sri Govinda Dev told Srinivas, smiling, "O Srinivas, stop lamenting, for it's causing me great pain. Do you not know that you are the embodiment of my love, and I am always with you? I have expressed my desires through Rupa and Sanatan. Through your distribution of these books, I shall destroy the grief of mankind and give them the wealth of love. I promise I shall accept anyone who takes shelter of you. Whoever becomes your disciple shall be very fortunate. You should take them with you and perform Sankirtan. Never worry about anything. From time to time, you will see me in this same way." Having consoled Srinivas, Sri Govinda then transformed himself into Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srinivas could not contain himself as he begged for 100 eyes to see the form of the Lord. He worshipped the Lord's feet by falling on the ground, and Chaitanya placed his feet on Srinivas's head. The Lord embraced Srinivas and bid him farewell for his journey to Gaudadesh. Then he abandoned his Chaitanya form and entered the temple. Upon the disappearance of Sri Govinda, Srinivas became emotionally torn, and when his sleep broke, he saw that it was dawn. After performing his morning duties, grief-stricken Srinivas exercised his patience and sat alone in a solitary place. Sri Narottam and Shyamananda came there. Together they all went to Sri Jiva Goswami. Directly they all went to Sri Govinda Mandir. The Vaishnava Mahants had assembled there. Their names are mentioned here for the welfare of the readers. Sri Bhatta Goswami, the most kind-hearted, Bhugarbha and Lokanath Goswami, the abode of good qualities, Sri Madhava, Sri Paramananda Bhattacharya, and Sri Madhu Pandit, who all had sparkling characters. Premi Krishnadas, Krishnadas Brahmachari, and Raghava Pandit, the owners of love and devotion. Yadavacharya, Narayan, the fortunate, and Sri Pundrikaksha, Govinda, Ishan, Sri Govinda, Vani Krishnadas the benevolent, and Sri Uddhava, who would occasionally travel to Gaudadesh. Dvija Haridas, Krishnadas Kaviraj, and Sri Gopal Das, whose performances are miraculous. The names of all the Vaishnavas who came there cannot be given here. Vrajavasis also assembled at the abode of happiness. With great pleasure, Sri Jiva Goswami, Krishna Pandit, and others brought forward the jewel-like books in the presence of all. Taking the permission of all the devotees, they loaded the books on the carts. When the crates of books had been carefully secured, everyone gave permission for the carts to start. The cart driver started the cart at an auspicious moment, and those who followed or preceded the carts were most fortunate. A competent person was ordered to walk before the carts to guard it. In this way, the carts moved towards Mathura, and the Goswamis followed it for some distance. With heavy hearts, they called farewell to Srinivas. He offered his respects to the Goswamis, but started his trip with a heavy and anxious mind. Sri Jiva Goswami and a few other learned men accompanied them up to Mathura. The remaining Mahants returned to their respective houses. Who can describe their intense feelings of separation? The people of Mathura were jubilant when the carts arrived, but that episode cannot be described as the book would become too voluminous. What fun there was in Mathura for that day! They passed the day and night singing the glories of Sri Krishna and left Mathura the following morning. Sri Jiva Goswami traveled some distance and then with them, but sank in an ocean of sorrow at the time of farewell. While embracing Srinivasacharya Thakur, he began to cry bitterly. Entrusting Shyamananda and Narottam to Srinivas, Sri Jiva bid them all farewell with a heavy heart. He embraced Narottam, but their discussion cannot be described. Out of affection, he dedicated Shyamananda to Srinivas, but while embracing Shyamananda, Sri Jiva could no longer hold his composure. Krishnadas Kaviraj, Pandit Raghunath, Sri Gopal Madhava, and others also lost their composure and drenched Srinivas and the others with tears. Their mutual exchange of respect and love is beyond description. Vaishnav Grihastas and other good men of Mathura also cried as they witnessed the parting scene. With tears in his eyes, Srinivas offered each person due respect. Finally taking leave from the other devotees, Srinivas started his journey and the others bid farewell and returned to their houses. Sri Jiva and others returned to Vrindavan, sincerely praying for Srinivas's safe journey. Srinivas, Narottam, and Shyamananda moved cautiously toward Godadesh with the holy books. Whoever hears the story of Srinivas's journey to Godadesh gets the jewel of devotion. Remembering the gracious feet of Srinivasacharya, Nara Haridas narrates Bhakti-Ratnakara, and thus ends Chapter 6.